What's up, family? What's going on? It's your girl T Love, social media queen. Today I am going to be talking about child protective services and how it really works. Before you can even say who's called on you or who told on you or whatever the case may be, let's just get to the basics. When a child is being neglected, is either they're not going to school, or maybe they miss a few days because sometimes they be late, or some things just happen, maybe death in the family, or someone was called. But let's just get to the nitty gritty, because I know the speaker don't have much and long. The real reason child protective services get paid based on removing the children from the home. Once they remove the children from the home, and I'm going to let y'all know this now, many years ago I had this happen to me. Once they remove your children from the home, the state will pay the social workers to remove your kids. And hear me out. This is how they get you. CPS, Child Protective Services, I don't give a fuck who hear me on this video. They come in some good homes and they tear up the best of the homes. I don't give a damn if you got 20 children and the whole house sometimes need a little fixing, but at the same time, you can get a little bit of help. So sometimes when you got a whole lot of kids, the house is not going to be up to par as well, but that doesn't mean you can still go in there and clean up and, do a lot of work. Excuse me, I had to get some water. But that don't mean that you didn't do a lot of work. You doing a lot of work, but you have little ones. And so during the evening, your children will come home from school, whether you're giving them a snack or before dinner or whatever. Sometimes the house will look a little messy. Well, CPS does not feel that way. Whatever the case, when a CPS case come in, they look through the guidelines. And the first thing they do, if the child is not doesn't have any marks or bruises or anything like that, they were still going to try to find a reason to remove your kids. Because whatever's in the documentation and whatever in the report, excuse me, y'all, they're going to try to find some way, somehow, to remove your kids. I had a situation like that, and I know a couple of people that was like that, where the children didn't have nothing that was wrong with them, and they will come in your house and check everything, and if it's not right, they would do a clear check. They'll have all kinds of different social workers coming to your house. I was in a situation like that in my case where one woman was coming to my house. Then it started being 2 women. Then it started being 3 women. Then it started being 4 women. This happened a long time ago, a few years back. And when they see it that when they see that you are not actually, you are being a good parent and you're doing what you want to do, you're doing what you can do and stuff like that for your kids, nothing is never good enough. And before I jump to the big shit, let me just tell y'all, some of these social workers will find a reason to remove your kids. They have to have a big explanation to remove your kids. But they can also get to the point where they can bring all kinds of lawyers and things like that to take pictures and all kinds of shit to make it seem like it's going to add up. So once they get all the shit that they can get done for the case, here comes them coming to your house with the police them removing children, and they're coming in to do everything to make you look like the parent. And sometimes it could take years for you to even get your kids back, or maybe a year, maybe 5, and you'll have to really fight in court. But the way Child Protective Services do good families is they snatch these children out these loving homes. And maybe the home can be needing a little fixing. Maybe it doesn't need fixing. Maybe you could change things around. Most of these social workers don't give these mothers a chance, especially a young mother or a mom who's really trying. They would just get these kids, snatch them out of good homes. And so by the time you get your kids back, the kids are not the same. And these social workers are dying and destined to remove these kids out the home because they need money. Just how they work. They were taking kids out of a loving and caring family and put them somewhere where they don't even know nobody. And it's a fucking shame. And I'm exposing you motherfucking Child Protective Services. I am actually exposing you motherfuckers. You take kids out. They take Child and Family Services, CPS. They take children, y'all, out of good homes. And when they do it sneaky. I had a social worker who was very sneaky. She was very sneaky, and I won't call names, but she did it. And the way she double teamed is she had a white woman. Because it'll be a 5 or 6, 7 people. She had a white woman come over. And one day, the white woman disguised herself when she brought the black woman over. So they double teamed. And once they double teamed, they were on a mission trying to remove kids. Well, after proceeding that, the supervisor went on and made the initiative to have it a court case. These things I know. To have the children removed. And lo and behold, yes. It did happen. But here's my thing. My case was different because I fought justice for my babies. But let me tell you all this. Child Protective Services ain't shit. They will remove your children out of a safe environment, out of a good home, a loving, caring family. And they won't give 2 nickels about it because it's all about a goddamn check. Don't let those people fool you. They'll come into a household, especially the people that live in the ghetto. If you're living in the hood, they're going to remove your children because they think every mom was on crack. Every person is in the hood is neglecting the child. That's not true. But they'll go into a suburb where the children is being abused and say, oh, you're doing so well. And this is a nice, lovely home. And the child is probably being abused. But if you go into a home where the child is loving, the parent may be a single mom living in the hood or a low-income apartment or something like that, they will make their way to remove the child because they don't feel that there's the best interest for the children to stay in that environment. You know, a lot of social workers will do that nasty shit. They will get into your life and in your business and will tell that judge a whole lot of lies and even cry to the judge and make it seem like the parent is wrong. You know, it doesn't make sense. And a lot of you people out here that call Child Protective Services on people because you're beefing with them. And here's my thing to you. You're calling it for the wrong shit. I'm drinking this water. You calling it for the wrong shit. You're calling it on people who don't need it. You're calling it on people who really love their kids. I know I love my goddamn children. You're calling it on people because you want to feel as though you want. Do you know what that shit does to a child? Like, seriously. But let me get back to saying this before this video cut off. Those social workers are only able to get a check because once they remove a child, they get a lot of money. Let alone, they get a lot of money, put it like this, to just remove a child. They can lie in court. They can even get their own lawyer and defend for themselves in court just to lie and lie and lie and lie. But let there be a house that's not in the low-income community. Oh, let me tell y'all, they do low-income families worser because they figure, like I said in the beginning, they think everybody in low income is on some type of drug, which is not true. So that's why they do what they do. I am exposing their ass because they need to be exposed, and I know there's a million videos out there exposing them. They are taking children out good homes, and they ain't shit. They are no good. They got a lot of Uncle Toms that's working up in those goddamn offices, and you got even some of our black people who are Uncle Toms would do anything for a white boss. This is not a racial thing because white kids get taken to. All kinds of children get taken. It's just the fact that a lot of these case workers and the case managers, social workers will make your life a living hell. And like I said in the beginning, for those of you who claim to call CPS on people and their kids, you're not hurting the parents, you're hurting the children. You feel me? Why take a child out of a loving home that you know that's being healthy, that's getting their nutritions, even when the person is under low income, sometimes a single parent can't afford a lot of things and they maybe can't get to stores, and sometimes they on food stamps or government assistance and stuff like that. And y'all try to go and say, well, I think she need the help from social workers. I'm going to call anyway. You don't do that because that's not your place to call. That is not your place to call on that person. And you won't have no good luck doing no shit like that. But yeah, those social workers, when they take your kids and once the case is already put in place and your kids is placed in foster care or foster home, they're getting paid for your case. And after they shift it to a new social worker, they already done got paid for what they did to you. And they'll get all on their they'll be all on other social sites making it seem like they so nice and holier with thou, and it's just sad, man. Or they'll make it seem like, oh, I'm sorry I took your kids, or I did this and that. You're not sorry because you wouldn't have done it. And then they'll destroy your whole family. Everybody will get emotionally tired. A lot of people pass away and get stressed for, what I'm saying? My mother, God rest her soul, she was so hurt about my case I believe that's what probably made her pass away. Social workers will fuck your life up. I'm not actually talking about school social workers. I mean, they work with that too, but some of them social workers, man, they'll fuck your life up. There's some of them are only getting paid just to remove kids so they can get paid. It's all a fucking game of play. That's just how they are. And like I told y'all, I don't give a damn about exposing their ass because at the end of the day, they ain't shit. They taking kids out of good homes and lying to these judges about these children. It's just sad, it's sad. And before this video cut off, if your kids miss a certain amount of days, here's the kicker. If your children miss a certain amount of days, they're going to add more and more and more and say you're neglecting your kids. And after that, when you go to the school to try to cover certain things up, the school will never have your back because they're all playing that game together. If you don't believe me, they won't put it like this. They won't have your back. They won't. I hope this message reached you guys. And feel free to subscribe my channel. And that's me exposing Child Protective Services. I said it. And I damn sure won't take it back. I sure won't take it back at all. They're getting paid to remove kids. And that shit is sad. Sad, 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 sad. Damn shame.